All right, now we have a guest to discuss this. More on this, we're joined by Elvis Akpobi, Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead Initiative. He's sharing his thoughts on the people protesting to get good governance. Hello, Elvis. Thank you so much for joining us on the news.
Hello, thank you for having me.
All right, so first of all, let's begin by, finding out your reaction on the protest itself from day one up until day 4. Can you please go ahead and share with us, your thoughts on everything that has transpired, briefly during the protest?
Quote a friend of mine, Hamzat Lawal, he said in one of his platforms, he said, Nigerians have been protesting for a very long time in their minds. What started what started August 1st was just physical protest. You agree with me if you've been in this country that prices of things skyrocketed, the decline in value of the naira to the dollars. All these are the result of wrong policies of the government. And one thing I'm not too comfortable about is the continuous excuses being given by the present government. Like I've always said in every platform I find myself, they were not elected, they were not trusted governors with votes to come and give excuses. They already knew the problems we had, and he promised he was going to solve the problem. But solving the problems now seems as if it's becoming too difficult. If I want to take a clue from what the broadcast the president did this morning, he talked about he knows that the protest is the right of citizens in a democratic governance. He knows that young people are clamoring for a better future, a Nigeria where they can live their dreams. All he appealed for is a peaceful protest, which I will still urge young people who are protesting for a peaceful protest. But the thing is, we are tired of speech being read. We want things being done. And like I've always said, the government at all levels need to invest in peace. And investing in peace means investing in young people, creating an enabling environment where young people can live their dream, where they don't need to know anybody to get what they want. If they merit it, they will get it. Where they will have equal opportunities at the seat where dividends of democracy is being shared.
All right, Elvis, but do you think that since you have, an idea of what the president's address is all about, do you think that this address, adequately addresses the concerns and the demands of the protesters?
To an extent, it does, but you think to make progress, we need to build trust. Do you think the Nigerian citizens, which has a higher youth demographic, do you think they trust the president? Do you think they trust the government in power? If they do, that's only when they will stop this protest. Because if they don't, they will continue with this protest. So government at all levels must learn to build trust. Building trust is not just coming to on TV to make speeches. If you say you just walk the talk, that's what Nigerians are looking out for. Make policies that will not make them escape this country to become second-class citizens in other countries. Make policies where their potential, the currency of our generation today is on the potentials of young Nigerians, which are waiting to be tapped and harnessed because we don't have good policies to tap and harness these potentials. And one way or the other is affecting our growth, our economic growth. If you grow young people, if you harness the potentials of young people, our economic growth will increase. The president should know that.
Okay, the reason why I actually asked that was because, I've heard a few people and most Nigerians actually say that most times the president's speeches or addresses doesn't really resonate or connect with the Nigerian citizens themselves. So, with everything, we have some people who are saying that, oh, he did really, really well with this particular address. Some complaining that it was recorded, so he didn't really put much thought to it. It's possible that, he just decided to come out to douse the tension and see if, the protest will stop and all that. So what I'm asking is, does the address actually show a genuine understanding of the struggles and the pain points of, the masses?
It does, but do we trust him? Do you think the masses trust him? For me, as a person, I'll speak for myself. I'm not sure the young people trust the president the presidency per se, because oftentimes we'll notice that they went to bed as soon as they clinched into power. Let's not forget too that we've been hearing on inspiring words from a supposed Senate president who was quoted as saying that he will be in his home eating while young Nigerians are protesting. But he seems to forget that the future of his children is not just what he put in his children, but in the environment his children will stay with. Even if they go abroad, they will still come back to Nigeria someday. Until every privileged leader, until everybody who contracted governance to with our vote start making Nigeria habitable, I doubt if Nigeria will be peaceful. Okay. Because taxpayers' money are being used for what is not meant to be done.
Okay. Now, talking about taxpayers' money, can you hear me, Elvis? Now, one of the things that the president actually talked about was, approving the 70,000 naira minimum wage, for workers in Nigeria. Now, a lot of people are actually asking how this national minimum wage is expected to, impact other people, as, like the elderly, the artisans, unemployed, entrepreneurs, and even traders themselves. It's a thought in the right direction, but it's impacting the common man. I don't see how possible it is. What I think will make, to an extent, will yield result is this, the pump price of petroleum, curbing insecurity in Nigeria at the moment, give us good road network. Because, it's become very, very difficult traveling from here to Lagos or traveling from Asaba to Abuja. You don't know if you'll get to your destination. And that's because of the high rate of insecurity. And today they've appointed a lot of IG, of service chief. I don't know if it's English they are speaking or they are doing their work. In as much as I think they are doing their work, they need to do more. So if we get all these things done, that 70,000 naira minimum wage is okay. But if they are not done, for me, it's like pouring water into a basket. We'll still get to back to where we are. Okay, so if the 70,000 naira is okay, every other initiative that the president has actually, listed in his address, if it is effected, would also be okay to move Nigeria forward. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it will be okay.
Okay. Now, but just before we wrap up, would you say that we actually have seen this address? We saw that the address actually came up around 7, and we still see people, on the streets protesting. Why do you think that the address has not yet, doused the tensions? Why do you think people still want to, go on with the protest?
I said it before now that to make progress, we must build trust. In Nigeria, citizens don't trust the presidency at the moment because we've seen, let me ask you, there was a case where a particular minister, I wouldn't want to mention her name, was involved in fraud, was suspended, tax money. As the presidency come back, what happened? What's the penalty for such corruption? We've not seen issues like that. So Nigerian citizens, they don't have trust in the presidency at the moment. That's why you see that there's still continuation of the protest. To make progress, we must build trust. And if you don't build trust, you can't make progress. That's why we are where we are at the moment.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Elvis, for speaking to us on this.
Thank you for having me.